I'm here.
No problem.
That's
Hi,
right.
how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Very good.
Tell me about your room and tell me about your company.
We are located in south shore of Montreal,
Yeah.
Multi-Electronics. We sell products like the Devialet and Focal Electra Utopia. We present here for the Montreal Salon Son Image 2012. Here is Jonathan. It's working for the distributors of Focal and Devialet. And we are really proud to have that really special products, very distinctive products. Devialet, it's French products, and Focal, it's also a French product. And the built in France, not in Asia or some things like that. It's own construction, on manufacture. So the table here represent all the separate parts of the Devialet. Devialet introduced a very special circuitry they call the ADH hybrid core. It's a mix of Class A and Class D power amplifier. I think is unique on the market, and all the Devialet are every source comes from the Devialet. If it's an analog source, a phono stage turntable, for an example, or digital source, are converted, but is on conversion to drive directly the amplifier. So it's a genial construction and concept. And the Devialet use the Wi-Fi to, if you want to have your music from your computer without a wire. So it's a complete sound system, and it can compete a very high-end stuff. So,
Jonathan, what components are we looking at here? This is is this part of the?
This component is a.
this is the Class D power amp.
Usually this fits in the middle.
I see. Okay.
Because the way it works, it's an hybrid technology. They use a Class A amplifier and a Class D amplifier. So what we hear when we listen to the music is the Class A amplifier. So we have the sound quality, all the details, all the softness of the Class A amp. But to have a Class A amp in that size, it's totally impossible if we doesn't use the technology of the Class D amp that has a lot of power and small fitting and small heating. So the way it's work, we have, here is our Class A amplifier, and the sound all the signal will pass directly in the Class A. He's the leader. And we've got all this Class D amp, 4 amp per channel, that follows what the Class A decide to do. So technically the Class A drive 1% of the sound, but really drives our curves. And the Class D is the power in the back and push. It's like a power steering in a car. You're choosing your direction, but the power steering is giving you the force to do it instead of you.
That's a interesting way of
Class
putting
A
it.
have all the control, so when you hear to the amp, you really hear a Class A, but in that kind of power. A really unique way to work in Devialet is that all the inputs you have are assignable. You can assign an input to be a phono input, a line input, or a digital input. It also can be a preamp out, a sub out, a digital output. It's whatever you want to do with it. So you all configure those input to your computer with the Devialet configurator that is available on the web, and you save that on an SD card. You just put your SD card into your Devialet unit, and it's configured to your new setup, whatever you want to do.
Look at that.
So the way it's work, everything is digitalized when it's entered. So if you enter a line or a phono, there's a analog to digital converter into it. So we'll convert it into digital. All the treatment is digital, and right at the end we have our DAC connected directly to the Class A amp. So the analog path is the shortest we can have. So that's the way we work with Devialet.
Well, the products are getting great acclaim throughout the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the technology to actually see it and see how it's exploded and taken apart here on a display table really drives home the fact that this is a high-tech company.
That's it.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Okay, listening session. Devialet. Very tight and tuned for bass. The saxophone is hanging in space. Devialet SSI 2012.